One afternoon, Bella was occupied with a pair of scissors, a book of paper dolls. It was July. Bella's school closed for the long vacation. The campus was at rest. Subash was teaching summer courses in Providence, spending the rest of his time in a lab in Narragansett. Gauri spent her days with Bella without a car in which they might go anywhere, without a break. Gauri sat with her own book beside her, Spinoza's Ethics, trying to read a section to its end. But something was beginning to change. It was becoming possible to read a book and to be with Bella at the same time, possible to be together, engaged in separate ways. The television was turned off, the apartment quiet apart from the intermittent sound of Bella's scissors slowly slicing through thick pieces of paper. Going to the kitchen to make tea, Gauri saw that they were out of milk. She returned to the living room. She saw the back of Bella's neck bent over her task. She was talking to herself, carrying on a dialogue in different voices between the paper dolls. "Put on your shoes, Bella." "Why?" "Let's go out." "I'm busy," she said, sounding suddenly like a girl of 12 instead of 6, as if with a snip of her scissors she had sliced away the need for Gauri, eliminating her. The idea presented itself. The store was just behind the apartment complex, a 2-minute walk. She could see it through the kitchen window, past the dumpster and the soda machine, and the cars parked in the back. "I'm just going down to get the mail." Without stopping to think things through, she went out, locking the door, down the steps, cutting across the parking lot, into the hot, leafy day. She was running more than walking. Her feet were light. In the store, she felt like a criminal, worried that the elderly man standing behind the register, always kind to Bella, thought Gauri was stealing the milk she'd come to buy. "Where's your daughter today?" "With a friend." He smiled and handed her a piece of peppermint candy from the little bowl by the register. "Tell her it's from me." Quickly but carefully, she counted out her change. The transaction overwhelmed her, as it used to when she'd first come here. She remembered to say thank you. She threw out the candy before she got to the apartment building, hiding the milk in her tote bag. The following day, she set Bella up at the coffee table in front of the television. She considered every detail: a glass of water in case she was thirsty, a generous plate of biscuits and grapes, extra pencils in case the tip of the one she was drawing with happened to snap. Half an hour's careful preparation to allow for 5 minutes away. The 5 minutes doubled to 10, sometimes a bit more, 15 minutes to be alone, to clear her head. It was time to run across the quadrangle to the library to return a book, a simple errand she could have done at any time, but that she was determined to accomplish at that moment. Time to go to the post office and send a letter requesting an application for one of the doctoral programs Otto Weiss had suggested she look into. Time to speculate that, without Bella or Subash, her life might be a different thing. It turned into a dare, a puzzle to solve, to keep herself sharp, a private race she felt compelled to run again and again, convinced if she stopped that her ability to perform the feat would be lost. Before stepping out, she checked that the stove was turned off, the window shut, the knives placed out of reach. Not that Bella was that sort of child. So it began in the afternoons, not every afternoon, but often enough, too often, disoriented by the sense of freedom, devouring the sensation as a beggar devours food. Sometimes she simply walked to the store and back without buying anything. Sometimes she really did get the mail and sat on a bench on campus and sorted through it, or she went over to the student union to get a copy of the campus paper. Then back inside, rushing up the flight of stairs, at once triumphant and appalled at herself. She unlocked the door where Bella would be, just as she'd left her, never suspecting, never asking where she'd been. Then one day that summer, Subash came home earlier than usual, intending to take advantage of the last of the warm weather and to take Bella to the beach. He found Bella concealed beneath one of the tents she sometimes made by removing the blankets from her bed, draping them over the sofa and the coffee table in the living room. She was content within this structure, playing on her own. She told him that her mother had gone to get the mail, but Gauri wasn't at the bottom of the stairs. Subash knew that, having just retrieved the mail and come up the stairs himself. 10 minutes later, Gauri returned with the newspaper. She hadn't noticed Subash's car in the parking lot. Because he hadn't called to say he was leaving early, there was no reason to think that he was already home. "There she is," Bella said when she walked through the door. "See, I told you, she always comes back." But it took Subash, who was standing at the window, his back to the room, several minutes before he turned around. Thank you.